Greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queen here. Hope you have a good week so far. Well, look at the 11th Doctor era now continues on with Day of the Moon. The 11th Doctor and his allies, Amy, Rory, River Song, and ex-FBI agent Canton Everett Delaware III, escaped the girl in the spacesuit and spent 3 months tracking down the alien religious order, the Silence, and find they exist across the entire planet. And have the ability to place post-hypnotic suggestions in humans they encounter. While the Doctor alters part of the command module of Apollo 11, Canton and Amy visit a nearby orphanage in Florida, hoping to find where the girl in the spacesuit was taken from. The Silence kidnaps Amy, taking her to an underground control room. Canton shoots and wounds one of the creatures, and from it the Doctor learns the Silence's name. Analyzing the now empty spacesuit, River realizes that the girl possesses incredible strength to have forced her way out of it, and that the suit's advanced life support technology would have called President Nixon as the highest authority figure on Earth when the girl got scared. The Doctor realizes why the Silence have been controlling humanity. By guiding their technological advances, they've influenced humanity into the space race for purposes of building a spacesuit, which must somehow be crucial to their intentions. Meanwhile, Canton interrogates the captured Silence member, who mocks humanity for treating him when "you should all kill us on sight." Canton records this using Amy's mobile phone. The Doctor tracks down Amy's location and lands the TARDIS in the Silence's control room 5 days later. As River and Rory hold the Silence at bay, the Doctor shows them the live broadcast of the moon landing. As they watch, the Doctor uses his modification of the Apollo Command Module Columbia to insert Canton's recording of the wounded Silence member into the footage of the landing. Because of this, humans will not turn upon the Silence whenever they see them. The group frees Amy and departs in the TARDIS, while River kills all the Silence in the control room. Amy, telling the Doctor that while she's not pregnant, she worries that if she is pregnant, her travels in the TARDIS might affect her child's development. As the trio set off, the Doctor discreetly uses the TARDIS scanner to determine if Amy is pregnant. 6 months later, the girl in the spacesuit is in New York, dying. She starts to regenerate to fix her body. Bum bum bum. So let's take a look at some continuity here. The Silence's time engine set was previously used in the Lodger. The Doctor describes it as very Aikman Road, a reference to the house the ship occupied in that episode. When the Silence reveals their name to the Doctor has flashbacks to the 11th Hour and the Vampires of Venice, the first mentions of the Silence. The Eye-Patch Lady appears for the first time in this episode, and makes similar appearances in The Curse of the Black Spot and The Rebel Flesh, before her connection to Amy is revealed in The Almost People. The Doctor uses the TARDIS's scanners to detect Amy's alternating pregnancy state. The Doctor repeats the scan with the same results in The Curse of the Black Spot and The Rebel Flesh. The Doctor and Rory discuss both being present at the fall of Rome. As an Auton, Rory regarded the Pandorica for the Roman era to the present day in the Big Bang, and the first Doctor indirectly instigated the Great Fire of Rome and the Romans. The Doctor is held captive in Area 51, which he had previously visited in the 10th Doctor animated serial Dreamland. And now finally onto the productions episode. Stephen Moffat, head writer of the new series, said before broadcast that this would be one of the darkest openers to a series ever done for Doctor Who. Director Toby Haynes believed that the darker episodes like The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon would allow the series to get into more dangerous territory. The creation of the Silence was partially inspired by the figure from the Edvard Munch painting The Scream. Introducing the alien villains became a big challenge for the producers. It would tie in with the loose Silence Will Fall arc that carried through the 5th series. Moffat did not wish to end the arc in the previous series, as he felt it would be more fun to continue it. Elsewhere in the episode, Delaware was rated to be deceptively antagonistic toward the protagonists, which was based on actor Mark Sheppard's past as villains for his work in American television. Moffat was also keen on the idea of having the Doctor imprisoned with a beard in Area 51. Smith wore a glued-on beard, which was difficult to peel off. Incorporating Nixon into the plot was accidental. Moffat wanted to set the story during the moon landing and looked up the United States president during the time. He was initially disappointed that was such a rubbish one, and briefly considered using a generic, unnamed president such as the one seen in The Sound of Drums. However, he thought it didn't feel right for a story partly about real events, and realized it could be fun to use Nixon. He believed there was something comically awkward about him, and it would be interesting for the Doctor to have to work with someone he did not like. The episode makes references to the Watergate scandal and David Frost. Many of the opening scenes of the episode were filmed on location in the United States. The scene where Delaware chases Amy was shot in the Valley of the Gods in Utah. Gale found it difficult to run because of the altitude. The scene in which Amy confronts Canton was originally watched by 3 silents in the script, but this did not make it into the film version. The sequence where Delaware chases Rory was shot at the Glen Canyon Dam in Arizona. The dam sequence was the final scene to be shot in the States. The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon marked the first time that the Doctor Who has filmed principal photography footage within the United States. The sequence where Delaware chases River in New York City was shot in central Cardiff. A set was later constructed in a studio for the jump sequence, and Kingston was replaced by a stunt woman to perform the jump. The scenes set in Area 51 were filmed in a large disused hangar in South Wales. The Florida orphanage was filmed at the abandoned Troy House in Monmouthshire. To add the effect that a storm is outside the building, the production crew placed rain machines outdoors and flashing lights to simulate lightning. The signs were portrayed by Marnix van den Broek and other performers. The masks caused vision difficulties for the performers, who had to be guided by 2 people when they had to walk. Van den Broek did not provide the voices of the silents, as it was replaced during post-production. The control room set used from the Lodger was used again for this episode. Mappa wanted the set to be used again because that feeling it would be a suitable silent space. The set was adapted to give it a darker, evil feel. So overall, this is a pretty interesting episode, and I like the fact that it continues on from the previous episode. And yeah, it does also answer a lot of questions, but also raises some as well. So yeah. So overall, I give Day of the Moon 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Until next week as we take a look at The Curse of the Black Spot. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, hit the bell, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about when I upload videos. And to help support this channel, then be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description below. And until next time, this is Sylvie and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've a polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jolly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, vests are cool, and Stetsons are cool.